Welcome back to the Faded Podcast. This is Javier, your host for today. If you look around, I'm by myself today. So it's just going to be me. I'm missing my co-host, Chris. We haven't been uploading recently. We've just not had compatible schedules for the past month. It is a new year. He's been getting... He has been getting some shots, some back shots through this year. And not the ones that he kind of likes on a Saturday evening. No. So when he's back, he'll tell us all about it. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just me. Yeah, I know. Usually I'm just quiet, I'm just listening or backing up or piggybacking off of Chris. He's the one that, talks more and stuff. So it's gonna be a quiet podcast. But, I was told by some listeners or some friends that like, hey, just because it's just you, it doesn't mean that you can't create a podcast episode. And you know what? I like that. That is right. Just because it's just me doesn't mean that I can't continue the podcast. And then I realized, I've seen a couple of podcasts where there's just some people that they just do the podcast by themselves and like they do like kind of like a self-interview and stuff without anything in the background. And then I started to realize like, hey, I don't want to be like any conventional podcast. I want to do things the way that I want to do them. It's my podcast. So that's why you can see in the background, there's kind of like a mini game, not a mini game, an actual game. And I tried my best to set up the green screen. You guys have no idea how much of a pain it was. I already had a green screen. I bought a green screen almost a year ago, like 9 months ago. And I didn't know what to use it for. So I just put it in storage. And by storage, I mean in the back of my closet. And so basically, I've had a green screen. I've never used it. And then today, I was, shooting ideas in my head because I didn't just want to put myself in front of the camera in the same, audio atmosphere that I usually do with Chris because, then I'll get sad and, I start missing him. But anyway, I decided to put up a green screen and try to set up the, try to play a video game while I'm doing the podcast. So you guys can have a little bit. I'm trying to do again, my podcast. I do whatever I want. Just kidding. But I'm trying to, I kind of want to do I Googled. I used AI. My bad. It uses a bunch of water. There's a lot of controversy with AI. But Google, I just asked Google, not AI. I asked Google. Give me 20 deep questions to ask somebody else. And immediately, Google AI or whatever it's called, took charge. And so, yeah, unfortunately, I guess I am using the results of AI. My bad. I'm sorry. But I took some screenshots. I didn't read the questions. So all of these questions are going to be a surprise for me. I'm going to be answering a question randomly, while I'm playing the game, because I am invested in this game. I played this game. It's called, I was going to say Interstellar, like the movie that I talked about, and I believe it was the first episode, but it's called StellarBlade. It kind of reminds me of, I think it's called 2B Automata, something like that. I'll put the title up, but I never passed that game. I passed the first 3 missions. I made it to the outpost on the planet. I wish I would have dedicated myself more to it because I don't remember the controllers. I stopped playing it for half a year. Then I wanted to play it again, but I was kind of kind of scared because I was I don't know the controllers anymore. And the same thing applies to this game because I like this game. I believe I already fought the first 3 bosses, and I was kind of good at this game. Not gonna lie. I was able to dodge perfectly. I was able to do everything like decently, like average. And then I stopped playing it. Surprise, surprise. I stopped playing it, and I want to get back into it. So you guys are going to witness me getting back into it in this podcast. Because I do not remember the controllers anymore. It's a keyboard and mouse video game. It's not a controller video game. I think you can hook up a controller, but I've never tried personally. But anyway, like I was saying, I tried setting up the green screen. That's why I kind of look kind of weird. Guys, if you guys are computer people and you guys can comment in the comments and give me advice to how to set up this green screen, I think I did a pretty good job. I don't know why, like, my eyes look kind of bluish. No idea. But it looks pretty good. Besides the blue eyes, because I do not have blue eyes. I have brown eyes. But I'm going to stop rambling. I don't know why this green screen looks so weird. I mean, I watched the YouTube video. I tried to like edit all the stuff. It was a pain in the ass, but I got it to this point. I think it looks average. I literally look a little bit more tanned than I am, besides the blue eyes, but we got to work with what we have. So, before I ask the first question, well, we get adapted to this game. I want to see. I want to learn how to dodge again, because those are the main. Like, I left this game off right before a boss, and I fought this boss, and I lost like 10 times, which is surprising. I have played Dark Souls 1 through 3. Besides the second one, I didn't play the second one, so I played 1 and 3. I played Sekiro. I played Bloodborne, Elden Ring. And this game is giving me so much trouble for one of the beginner bosses, which is like the 3rd or 4th boss. But anyway, let's... How do I delve? Okay, training. So you see, you're going to see the like green screen kind of like flop and everything, but how do I dodge? Wait, it's not telling me how to dodge. Standard attacks, infinite energy, hide UI. How do I parry? Okay, all right. Well, that was a fail. How about we read the instructions first? I'll start the interview in a bit. Let me just get familiar with this so I can talk through the game. All right, so completely parries an enemy's attack and damages the enemy's balance. Press E. Just E. Make it easier to use perfect parry. All right, I already have that. Hold the 2 charge. Those are ultimate attacks. I want to learn how to dodge. Executes from behind. Blah 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 blah. There's 2 buttons. I remember that. I think it was shift and control to like dodge. Okay, here we go. Completely evades enemy attacks upon successful perfect dodge. Press right click to perform an additional attack. A successful perfect dodge charges burst energy. Okay, so that's shift. You have to shift. And then there was another one. You can only be blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's when it's blue, and then this is when it's red. Then I think there was another one. Nope. Okay. All right, so you can attack when dodging, or you can just dodge. Let's practice that a little bit. right before we get into the interview. Right, so here we go. Oh, what? Wait. Oh. Okay, so it's up. I'm pressing F. Oh, it's shift. It was shift. Okay. Right, so here we go. Ooh! Fire! All right, shift again, shift again. Come on, come on. Okay, all right. That's a miss. 2 out of 3. All right, shift. Oh. All right, one more time, one more time. Shift, 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 shift. Woo! All right, so I think it was okay, I think it was a shift and then right click. And then boom, boom, boom. There we go. Okay. All right, so tab C. There was another one. There was another one. Okay, so you get your shift to dodge, and then you have the other one to counterattack, which was W and shift. So W and shift. Okay, let's try it out. Woo! First try! Yo! Second try. 2 times in a row. This game has nothing on me. What? There we go. Yo, I feel like counterattacking is way easier than just dodging. Okay, let's try to dodge only. Okay, all right. One more time. Attack. Yeah, no. Counterattacking is way easier than just attacking. Look at that. I realize that the green screen is horrible in the training periods. Okay. All right. So, all right. Let's say that we already got all the training that we need. Okay. Let's just move on. Okay. So right now I'm here at the checkpoint. Right over there. You see that like opening? That's where the boss is. So before we get to the boss, let's ask the first question. I'm going to pull it up. Here we go. How are you different now than you were 5 years ago? I am barely any different. The only difference that I can find in myself is I'm more understanding of people. I judge people less, and I understand, like as a joke, I will judge people, like I'll tease them, stuff like that as a joke. But in reality, there's a lot of people in the world. I understand, or it's not that I understand, but I accept their mentalities. I'm not going to judge them for them. Everybody was raised different. We learned in different environments. I'm not going to judge them. I'll accept it. Where's the boss? Here we go. I look kind of red in the camera.
Wait. I hear something.
Eve, look up!
I'm not going to beat this boss. I make my podcasts however I want them to be. Whoa! I forgot how scenery this game is. How do I do that again? Oh! W space. W shift. W shift. Oh, that's an unavoidable attack. There we go. Atta girl. No! Okay, how do I heal again? Okay, Q, Q, Q. That's bullshit. Second question. What is a fear that you're currently avoiding? How deep are these questions? What the fuck? Okay, so a fear that I guess I'm kind of avoiding is the fear of growth. So, I mean, I don't know how you guys have lived your lives, but the fear of growth kind of scares me because whenever I set myself to do something, I do it. But the thing is, I only do it like 90%. I never finish that last 10%. Whenever I try to do something, I do it. I do everything that's, like I overcome everything. But the last 10%, I always fail to do it. And I hate that. Let's revise the question again. What is the fear that you're currently avoiding? And that's the fear that I'm avoiding is the last 10%. Is, I guess, accountability. Because it sucks. I'm being open to you guys, by the way. This is a open podcast. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing this to like stuff like that. But I'm doing it for fun. But basically, yeah. I guess the fear that I most fear is accountability because not accountability for like other people like tell me or anything. No, it's the accountability of myself. Um, I mostly whenever I set my goals, I do 90% of it, and it's always the last 10% that I strike out. I decide like this isn't worth it or I'm lazy because that's usually 90% of the reason is because I'm lazy and or I don't want to do it or I'm scared to do it. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So I feel like the fear that I'm currently avoiding is accountability towards myself. So you know what? Let's just do a question per death because apparently this guy I'm never gonna pass this. So let's do that. Here we go. Can I skip this? Nope. No, I can't. Oh, yes, I can. Yo! This game is visual. Gonna have to censor that every single time. I dodged that. I dodged that! Yo! Okay. All right. A third question. When was the last time that you truly forgave yourself? What are these questions? I don't forgive myself. Whenever I do something wrong, whenever I fail to meet something, and whenever I fail to meet somebody's expectations, whenever I fail to meet my own expectations, I never forgive myself. I may move on. I may like pretend that like everything's good, but at the end of the day, I never forgive myself for that. Oh my god, my skin is really red. So again, when was the last time that you truly forgave yourself? I don't know. Yeah, I legitimately don't know. I never forget myself. I always carry everything. Um, I always keep everything in the back of my mind. So I actually don't know. Am I actually gonna have to censor everything? How can I dodge that? That's in. How can I? How can I dodge that? Okay, fourth question. What is the most valuable? Oh my God, what is the most valuable life lesson you've learned the hard way? Um, the hard way. Probably not trusting people. Yeah, probably not trusting people because, I mean, I'm not a really trusting person. I always doubt people, and I think that was because I learned my lesson through the hard way. Because I just in the back, and like in the past, I used to think that like humans were humans. Like I would trust everybody. Like I would give the benefit of the doubt, and I learned through the hard way that we shouldn't be doing that because a lot of people do not they don't earn your trust. They're not qualified for your trust. They're not uh
Here's
they don't
something.
deserve your trust. And I learned that the hard way. No! Oh my God, let me heal. What are you doing? All right, next question. Um what would you what do you want to say yes to more in your life? Let's skip that question. That makes no sense. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Um my acceptance. Again, it comes to trust, I guess, but I feel like I accept people for who they are too much. Again, I don't judge people anymore. But I feel like I accept people way too fast, or I don't know. That's kind of like a hard question. Hmm. If you could, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Was that the question I read? Yeah, it was. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Um, my self accountability. Yeah, that's what I would change. My self accountability. So instead of doing just 90%, I wish that I could change it so I could do 100%. Which honestly, like it's easy. Like you just have to lock in, say that you're gonna do it, and do it. It's not that hard. But laziness always overcomes things. You don't do it because you don't want to do it at the end of the day. If you really wanted to do it, you would do it. And that's what a friend taught me. If you want it, you'll get it. If you want it so hard that you're willing to sacrifice things, you'll sacrifice them and you'll get them. That's it.
Wait.
If you don't want it,
Here's
you
the
won't
thing.
get it. You won't sacrifice anything that you have to do to get it. I don't know if that answers the question. Don't worry, I'm about to die, so I'll answer the next question. Oh! How? Dodge! Oh my god, he backed me up against the mountain! What am I supposed to do there? What takes your breath away? Takes a lot to take my breath away, but what takes my breath away? Women in summer dresses. I'm not talking about like, you know, like, oh my god. Okay, so this is kind of controversial. I don't know, but I like it when females adopt femininity. Yeah, that is a word. But I love it when females, you know, like dress feminine. When they wear like summer dresses. I'm not talking about these like skin tight dresses. No, I don't like those. I like, you know, like just summer dresses where like they're loose and they're cute. I like that. That takes my breath away. How am I supposed to dodge that? Right in the taint! No! Dodge, dodge. I dodged it! How am I supposed to dodge like 4 fucking times in a row? What the fuck? These questions are stupid. Who do you trust completely? Honestly, no one. That's a lie. I don't trust myself completely. Kind of. But I trust 2 people in my life, and that's it. I'm not going to name them, but I believe that they would know who they are, especially if they're watching. The 2 people in my life that I trust wholeheartedly, they're listening. They'll know who they are.
Wait.
If they don't, that's up to them. Dodge! Stop! No! Again! How? No, fuck off. No! What are you doing? Dodge, 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 dodge. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. What are you doing? No. No. What is an unforgivable action in a relationship? Cheating. Boom. Now, how was I supposed to dodge that? Excuse me? Am I missing something? He did a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 combo on me. He jumped. What am I supposed to do there? Oh, who are you? Yo. Dodge, 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 dodge! Dodge! What makes you feel the most loved and appreciated? Acts of kindness, physical touch, and quality time. Boom. There you go. You happy with the question? Good. Because I'm not. Because my question is, how the fuck am I supposed to dodge that? What the fuck am I supposed to do? No, don't jump! Oh my god, you threw a rock! You didn't punch me! Gee, throw a grenade! Throw a grenade! Oh, I guess I'm talking to the wall because apparently you're not listening. What is that? Again, why are my eyes blue? What? Why are my eyes blue? I'm not even gonna answer that question. You know what? Okay, here we go. What's a positive habit you would like to create? It's a positive habit. Skip. What energizes and excites you? Okay, skip. What is a tipping? You know what? No. What energizes and excites you? Okay. funk. That's what it does. So whenever I listen to like funk or like stuff like that, like dubstep, electronic music, that hypes me up. Like you have no idea. I dodged it! I dodged, dodge. No! How would your life change if you were 10 times bolder? I would attack more because you guys saw that. You guys saw that. I dodged, yet he still attacks. So apparently I have to, I don't know, like increase my... There's a term in Dark Souls. Increase your poise. Increase my poise. So he can't fucking stagger me like he's doing this. Oh my god. That's what I would do if I was 10 times bolder. Look at that. You're not supposed to hit a woman. Dodge, 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 dodge. No, only one dodge. Two dodgers. Okay, dodge. Woo! Dodge, 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 dodge. Oh, counter. Again, what am I supposed to do against it? Dodge, 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 dodge. Counter. He's gonna run away. Dodge. Dodge. Nope. Ah! How am I supposed to dodge? How am I supposed to dodge that? How am I supposed to dodge that? Why do I have blue eyes? Oh shit. Okay. Well, I did something. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. All right, let's answer this stupid question. What do you find most fascinating and motivating about your job? The pay. All right, let's keep on going. Not even the pay. I wish I would get paid more. But that's the... I'm not lying to you guys. That's what I'm looking forward to in my job. So, yeah, the pay. Skip. Dodge. Nope. Take that. Face value. Nope. You're not dodging. He's punching you in the face. Dodge! Next question. What do you want less in your life? These unstoppable punches. What the hell? I'm dodging. I'm being too loud. I'm sorry. What do I want less in my life? These type of attacks, because I can't dodge them. Okay, you're just gonna ignore my combo. Dodge. 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 No dodge. Take that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Dodge! Dodge. Multi-dodge. Dodge! What's a negative habit you would like to break? Not being able to fucking dodge. That's a habit that I would like to break. It's a button. It's literally a button. Just dodge. Dodge! Dodge! Girl, dodge! What are you doing? Fuck that heal because you didn't dodge! Oh, now you run away! Can you dodge 2 times in a row? It's not that hard! You see, it wasn't that hard! Yo, who is this guy? Mike Tyson? What's a famous boxer that hits his wife? Because apparently this is what this guy's doing! What is one of the hardest life challenges that you faced? Most of the hardest stuff that I faced in my life was the Soul series. I struggled to pass Dark Souls 3. I struggled to pass Dark Souls 1. I struggled to pass Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. But guess what I did? I passed it. So when I'm playing this game,
I hear something.
I'm passing it. I've never suffered in a boss this much. What is this game? Dodge! Pursue. Dodge. Nope. I'll take it head on. Dodge. 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 Dodge! How are you different now than you were 5 years ago? I would say I could dodge more back then, but I don't know. I'm more understanding. I feel like I already answered this question. I'm more understanding. I don't judge people as much. Blah, blah, blah. Let's pass this boss. Oh my god, girl, dodge for the... What are you doing? How do I plant grenades? Dodge! That was the worst one ever. That was the worst one ever. Let's find out how to plant grenades, because apparently I can't. Grenade G usually stands for the type letter G. I can't. I pressed G 6 times. Huh? No, cancel. Cancel. Okay. Alright. How were you different 5 years ago? I already answered that. What can you do today to connect with the encourage of someone? What can you do today to connect with and encourage someone? Being supported in life. I don't know. Skip that question. How are you stuck? / not making progress. How can you get unstuck? Learning how to fucking dodge in this game. So, how do you put grenades? I'm pressing G. Nothing. H. Nothing. F. Nothing. D. Move right. I'm pressing every key. Can you hear that? I can. How do I activate a grenade? R. You're... Whatever. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. did nothing. What was the last question that I asked? What was the most? So what's the negative habit? No, I feel like I already answered that. How have you faced your fear recently? I haven't. I don't think I haven't. If I had, I would have already overcome it. But I haven't. I'm the type of person that if I face something, I overcome it. And yet, I've chosen not to do that, so I still haven't faced my fear.
Let's see what's here.
Wait.
Come at me, bro. Touch that. No! Yo, you swung that from... What do you want more in your life? Love. Who doesn't want love in their life? If it's, like words of affirmation, physical touch, anything. Who doesn't want love in their life? And anybody that doesn't say that they don't want that love in their life, that they're like, oh my God, I'm so independent. I'm gratified towards my own love. No, like, fuck you. No, you're not. Love from other people always feels much better than the love that you give yourself. Real shit. Dodge! Oh. Please learn how to dodge, girl. What are you doing to me? How can people best encourage you when you're struggling? By teaching me how to dodge. Oh my. What? Oh. Okay. All right. Let's give an actual answer. I feel like I haven't given an actual answer in a while. How can people best encourage you when you're struggling? Probably by giving me my space. You know, like telling me, hey, you know what, you're struggling with this. You're lacking at this, or like you're failing at this. Dude, you know what? You should probably fix that, and then just giving me my space. I'll do it.
Wait.
I'll learn from it, and I'll fix it. Dodge that. What would you want more in your life? Money. Love and money. But mostly money. I can deal with love, but I can't deal with money. Money's always going to be one of the most motivators in life when you're poor. So money. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna say, "Oh my God, smiles or like happiness or like stuff like that." No, like I'm being real with y'all. Money is always gonna be when you're poor. When you're broke and stuff, it's always gonna be one of the best motivators or the stuff that you want in life. Oh, again, love is always the best, but money is. Good. All right. What is one of the hardest life challenges that you've ever faced? I have no idea. I mean, I guess the challenges that was brought up in the military, but after you're finished with them, or like after you're done with them, they're not really too complicated. You know, like you reminisce more of them. You wish that you would do it again because, you know, like it was fun or happy or stuff like that. Basic training was honestly the place that was the most funniest place that you weren't allowed to laugh, and I enjoyed it a lot after I finished it. While I was doing it, it was not good. Oh, suck a dick! Dodge, girl, dodge, please. This boss is impossible. This boss is literally impossible. What? I think that's where we're gonna cut it off. I'm kind of exhausted. I'm kind of tired. Again, it was a pleasure. If you guys have any questions that you want to submit in the comments, I will gladly answer them. I don't know how long Chris is not going to be in the Fate podcast. Again, he's having complications in life. You know, like, life is just railing him from behind. Not like he likes it, but he's still taking it like a champ. He's gonna kill me when he comes back. But, yeah, I mean, let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of podcast where I just answer questions while playing a video game. I could just talk about my life while playing the video game, or talk about anything else. Or if you guys just would enjoy me just, you know, like facing the camera and just talking, instead of like having like another like this stimuli, like a second stimuli, like this generation would say 6, 7. No, fuck that. Sorry. All right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly, or this episode of the podcast. This was Javier, Faded Podcast. Peace out. Okay, I was kind of hoping that the game would hear me, that I said goodbye, and it would let me win. But apparently not. I still died. Peace out.